Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon or evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is something that's quite new for me. I've just started doing it so that the people who I do see usually weekly, who I haven't been able to see for a couple of weeks, still have some practices to get them by, and also, it's open to anyone, so welcome. We're doing some myofascial release, so get yourself a ball, preferably something that's a bit harder than a tennis ball, a bit firmer, but if you only have a tennis ball, that's completely fine. Let's find the sternocleidomastoid. I'm not even going to edit that out. Sternocleidomastoid. It's a ropey muscle that runs down the side of your neck, starts at the base of your skull up here behind the ear, and comes right down over the collarbone. So skull, collarbone, sternum, all connected. Take your right hand, get the thumb, and sort of get it into that point behind the jawbone, in between jaw and skull. Yeah? So just behind your ear there. And then you're just going to start to palpate with your fingers and your thumb and look for this kind of ropey tissue. If you give it a gentle kind of cinching between fingers and thumb, you'll start to feel it. It's not along your throat, so it is off to the side, but it is sort of more anterior. It's not sort of properly down the side of the neck or around to the back. It's a little bit more to the front. And so you start to give that just a little bit of a massage. Make sure you can breathe well. And once you're comfortable with where the front part of that muscle is, so the part that your thumb was running along, get your ball and just gently start to work your way into it. To get into the muscle, and so you're using opposite hand to the side of the neck that you're working on, you want to sort of get it to the side, get it in through the side of the tissue there, yeah? Getting at it on a bit of an angle, you're not pressing straight onto the middle of it. That'll just help you ease into it, and you just kind of roll it up and down a few times. You can start to lean your right ear toward your right shoulder and maybe start massaging down a little closer to the collarbone and explore. So you can roll this into any part of the tissue that feels beneficial. You might even start to get a bit of nervy feedback down the top of your shoulder. It's perfectly normal. If anything's really uncomfortable, just dial it back a little bit so the sensation lessens. And ease your way into your breath. So from here, you're going to come over the top of the collarbone, just underneath the rim of it. And just give the top part of the pecs there a bit of a roll as well. In toward the center of the sternum, and then back up and out toward your shoulder. This is a good one to do as the weather starts to cool off a little bit. I know it's a nice day today. It's Tuesday and it's 25 degrees, but we are moving into midway through, technically, autumn. And we are spending a little bit more time sort of hunched over against the cold on those mornings or in the evenings. And so this is a nice release for those muscles that tend to get a bit tighter when we do that. All right, we're going to take it over to the other side. So just pop your ball down for a sec, take your left thumb and get it into that space where you can feel jawbone and skull. And then fingers and thumb finding that ropey muscle that runs the length of the neck. You might lose it at some point, that's all right. Just give it a bit of a massage first, get a bit better acquainted with it. So the tactile feedback that you get when you're actually hands-on to a part of your body is really valuable. So you can visualize it a bit better, you can understand how it feels when you press certain parts of it. And you'll have different sensations down the length of this muscle. So when you're ready, get that ball. Start up the top, a little bit of pressure. Yeah, Tuesday's truck day. on Fairley's Road. The beautiful thing about recording on a weekday in your yard, as well as the birds, you get some traffic noise as well, but that's alright. It's all life. See if you can just start to really tune into your breath as you work your way down the muscle, pressing sort of more into that anterior side of the tissues, just pulsing it a little bit. They're only skinny muscles, they don't need heaps and heaps of time, and also you're better off just easing into it than forcing. Your nervous system's a bit of time to adapt. Cool. Alright, we're going to come all the way down, top of the collarbone first, and just give it a little bit of a roll, see what else is there. And then when you're ready, roll it over the top of the collarbone, and then just those nice rolling rows in and back out toward the shoulder. So it's not on any breast tissue. You're right up under the collarbone, diagonally coming down and in, and then rolling back under the lip of the bone and out toward the shoulder. You can move that left ear toward the left shoulder for a little bit more space through the neck and a bit more stretch, a bit more elongation through the tissues. And then we take a bit of a stretch just to get through this, because the arms with self-massage, sometimes the shoulders do start to tense up a little bit when you've got your arm, like your hand, doing the rolling. So just take one arm out to the side, drop the opposite ear towards shoulder, and find some nice length down through the top of the shoulder there. Breathe into that for a couple of beats. Rotate the upper arm bone in the socket. You might think of it as turning thumb up toward the sky and then thumb back down toward the ground. Chin to chest, hands interlaced behind your head. Press the back of your skull up into your hands. Take a breath in. Release, take it over to the other side, ear towards shoulder, and arm extends away from the head. There are those birds. There's a tree they really like over there. They're obsessed with the berries. They get really noisy. So sometimes I wonder if they're like eating fermenting berries or something. Chin to chest. Interlace your hands the way that feels weird, fingers kind of interlocking the opposite way they did last time. And lift your head up into your hands. Maybe look up a little bit, elbows back, and breathe in. Slowly release the pressure, release the hands as you breathe out. And hopefully you can sit a little taller, a little more easily.